I would like you to have a look at this sentence and decide if it's written correctly or not. It's typed again here to make sure it's clear. The way how people celebrate weddings compared to rural areas, and then full stop, it's different. This sentence is not correct because this is what we call in English a fragment sentence. And this is what I'm going to explain today. My name is Dina Rabie, and if this is your first time, please remember to subscribe to my channel in order to be able to receive more videos. So what is a sentence fragment? A sentence fragment is a group of words that does not form a complete sentence. And in order to have a complete sentence in English, you should have a subject, فاعل, verb, فعل, and you should have a complete thought, فكرة كاملة, a complete idea in a sentence. So what are the common causes of fragments? Usually we have these causes. Sometimes it's a missing subject or a missing verb, a dependent clause standing alone, or a phrase mistaken for a sentence, and we'll explain each one of these causes. So first, if we look at a missing subject, let's look at this example. Take your time to read the sentences and decide what's wrong here. Last night was so much fun, full stop, went to the park and stayed there for hours. Who went to the park? It's not written here. Then grabbed some ice cream on the way home. Again, who grabbed the ice cream? It's not written. So what is missing here is the subject. There is no subject, لا يوجد فاعل. So how do we correct this? Simply by just adding or clarifying who did the verb, who did the action. So we say, last night was so much fun, full stop, you start a new sentence. We went to the park and stayed there for hours. Then we grabbed some ice cream on the way home. Another reason, so now this is the corrected version. Another reason is the missing verb, okay? When there is no verb, again, this is a big problem because in English sentences, we should have a verb in each sentence. When we say the new project exciting and full of challenges, where is the verb here? There's no verb. Everyone on the team eager to start. Again, there is no verb. We are expecting great results. In this one, we have a verb. So what is wrong here is that we have a missing verb here and here. The correction should be simply like this. The new project is exciting and full of challenges. Everyone on the team is eager to start. We are expecting great results. Usually, the idea of a missing verb or a missing subject is not actually a very common mistake, especially with advanced students. But the next ones, which will be clarified right now, I usually find very, very common when students are writing. Even the advanced students make mistakes with this one. The other cause is the dependent clause standing alone. For example, when we say something like this, she packed her bags carefully. Now, this is a complete sentence. It can stand alone, no problem. So far, it's okay. But look at the next one. Because we have a full stop and then because she didn't want to forget anything important. What is wrong with this sentence? This sentence should be linked to the previous one because this is what we call in English a dependent clause. If I say she didn't want to forget anything important, I have a subject, I have a verb. It's a complete sentence, except that it starts with the word because, which will make it what we call in English a dependent clause. It means that it should depend on another sentence in order to give you a complete idea or in order for the meaning to be complete. Then she called a taxi to take her to the airport. So this one, of course, is wrong because here, this sentence should be linked to this one in order to make it a complete idea. So it should be corrected in this way. We can say that she packed her bags carefully because. You see the difference here? Now I removed the full stop here and I put because in the middle in order to to link the two sentences, because this way it's not going to be a fragment, because she didn't want to forget anything important. Can I also start with the word because? Yes, it's possible. You can say, because she didn't want to forget anything important, then a comma, and then I will put this one. She packed her bags carefully, because this sentence is a dependent clause. It depends on this one in order to have the complete meaning in the sentence. And many students make this mistake, especially in final exams, and especially if they have or they're writing long sentences, they tend to forget or they get confused. So you need to revise your sentences in order to make sure you don't make this mistake. Another mistake, again, and I feel that this one is usually a common mistake among advanced students sometimes, is that when you have a phrase mistaken for a sentence, sometimes you look at a number of words and you think this is a sentence, but actually it is not a sentence. When you say something like this, he managed to finish the marathon despite means يعني على الرغم من the heavy rain and strong winds. Some people think that this part, the heavy rain and strong winds, they think this is a sentence. If you look carefully at this part, it's not actually a complete sentence, because in order for you to say that this is a sentence, you need to have a subject and a verb. If you look at this part, you don't have a verb. So this is what we call in English a phrase, and a phrase cannot stand alone. Okay, so how can I correct the sentence? It's simply by linking the two sentences together. So I would say, he managed to finish the marathon despite the heavy rain and the strong winds. Everyone cheered as he crossed the finish line. So this one is okay. So be careful with this one. Okay, these are the usually the common causes for having fragment sentences. Now I'm going to give you some practice questions. So here I would like you to decide which sentences are fragments and which sentences are correct. I have 3 sentences here before the concert started. Is this a complete idea? You feel like the sentence is complete, or do you feel like you're waiting for more? We celebrated all night. Or because she forgot her passport. Do you feel like you're waiting for something to complete the sentence, or is it complete this way? So let's take one by one. Before the concert started, of course, this is not a correct sentence, and this is what we call in English a fragment sentence. Why? Because you feel that the meaning is not complete. You don't have the complete idea. You're waiting for more. Before the concert started, so what happened? Or, you need a completion for the sentence here. So it could be corrected in this way. You can say that the tickets had been sold out before the concert started. Or you can say, before the concert started, the tickets had been sold out. Okay? So this is one way of correcting it. There could be other ways, of course, but this is just one suggestion. Okay, when you say we celebrated all night, do you think this is a complete sentence? I would say yes, it's a complete sentence, and I feel it can stand alone this way. I don't need anything to complete it. I'm not waiting for any extra information to complete it, so this sentence is correct. The last one, because she forgot her passport. Of course, this is not correct, and this is what I call a fragment sentence in English, because I'm waiting for more. I need to complete, or I need something else. I need a sentence that will complete the idea here. So I can correct it by saying that because she forgot her passport, she could not travel. Or I can simply put because in the middle by saying she could not travel because she forgot her passport. So this is the corrected version here. Now let's go back to the sentence we displayed in the beginning of the lesson. And let's see how we are supposed to fix this one. Again, the way how people celebrate weddings compared to rural areas, and then there's a full stop, it's different. Okay? I think the student who wrote this was confused because she thought that the word or the verb celebrate is the verb in the sentence. If you have a closer look at the sentence, you'll find that there is no verb here. And when I say a sentence, I mean a complete sentence. And when I finish my sentence, I usually have an end mark. An end mark usually is usually a full stop or an exclamation mark or a question mark. Here I have my full stop. So I'm talking about this sentence, the way how people celebrate weddings compared to rural areas. Do you feel that this sentence is complete? Does it give you the full idea? No, of course not, because I don't have a verb. If I'm talking about the way, which is the subject, the way here is my subject, what is about the way? What about it? Okay, what do you want to say about the way? This is only a description of the way. Okay, so when I say the way how people celebrate weddings compared to rural areas, I am not actually saying anything about the way. What about it? Give me the complete idea. What about the way? If you think about how people celebrate weddings compared to rural areas, these words, all of them, are giving me a description of the way. But what about the way? Tell me about it. You want to say that the way is different. That's it. Okay? So this is one of the suggestions, one of the ways that you can correct the sentence. You can simply say that the way people celebrate weddings is different, and then complete the sentence. Or you can simply remove the word compared to and simply say something like, the way people celebrate weddings is different from celebrations in rural areas. Or even better, the way people celebrate weddings in cities is different from celebrations in rural areas. Now, this way, we have a verb here, which is this one, is different, and we have a complete sentence. But if you look at the previous one, the first part is not actually a complete sentence because there's a missing verb here. Okay? So this is everything about fragment sentences. Now I just give you quick tips in order to avoid fragments. Simply try to check for both subject and verb when you finish your writing, especially in final exams. I know that people tend to be nervous, but usually we tell you or we give you the advice of trying to save yourself about 5 minutes at the end in order to proofread. Check in every sentence, do I have a subject? Do I have a verb? في فاعل, في فعل. If they are both there, then most probably are okay. Make sure that the sentence expresses a full idea. Are you sure you're not waiting for more or for something else to be told about this? Or you feel like, khalas, you can stop, you can pause and give or put the end mark, which is the full stop or the question mark or the exclamation mark. And always, always watch out for words like because, when, although, because these often require a second part of the sentence. So be sure that you have two parts of the sentence when you have words like this. That's it. Thank you so much. Remember, if you like my video, please remember to like, share, and subscribe to my channel in order to be able to receive more videos, inshallah. Thank you so much.